The Voozanoo app for Android is Epiconcept's first-generation mobile application designed to work with any Voozanoo 4 created web application. The app allows you to download forms that you normally fill in on the desktop and fill them in on your phone or tablet without need for an internet connection. As you complete forms and save them, they remain securely saved within the application. Once you reestablish an internet connection, you can send your data and it will be incorporated into your application's database. Even in the case that you don't have an internet connection via Wi-Fi or mobile data, it's possible to send the completed forms by SMS transfer. Voozanoo is the only mobile data collection app that does this. Let's go to Epiconcept, the web-based editor, and look at a fictitious example application and see how it all works. Let's say that I'm just finishing creating a simple application for collecting health interview information. I have a home page with two buttons that go to two different forms, the participant form and the incident form. I'll finish up and publish my last modifications in the application. Now on the application, if I log in as a user, I can see that it works fine and I can enter and save the records as I need. Now I'll log in as the system administrator and go into the back end and enable this application for mobile devices. I have to set a few parameters and then I'll save it. It's now ready to be used on the mobile device. Let's go to our mobile phone now. It could be a tablet as well, and use one of the user accounts that the administrator has created. We'll start by creating a new user for this device. Each mobile device is multi-user and multi-project capable. During the process of creating a user for the device and updating it with the pages and forms, you'll need to be connected to the internet. I'll add the user Jean from the project HealthX and give him an access code to this device. Let's say 1234. Once the forms and pages download to the device, I no longer need an internet connection to gather data. I see the one project for Jean and I'll open it up. I'll choose the interview form and fill it in. You can see that it's a form with two tabs, one for demographic information and one for health information. The first fields with the asterisks are mandatory. Notice for the item sex, there's another question that's displayed only if the response to the first question is female. It could have been an entire group of questions that displayed conditionally had we needed to do that. I'll next go to the other tab, fill in some responses, and oops, okay, the value is outside the acceptable range. I can tap on the message to get details. I'll go ahead and fix that, and then go to the end and save this file. Again, we see that there are a couple of fields that were not filled in. Because of the mandatory nature of these questions, it requires us to enter something if we want to be able to save the file. Now that it's saved, we can see next to the cloud icon on the top right that there's one file to be sent back to the Voozanoo application's database. Let's quickly fill in a second form, but this time the incident form. Now that it is saved, you can see that there are two files ready to be sent to the server. I'll tap on the cloud icon and see a recap of my data. There's one for each form. I see a preview of each one. Which variables I see was set in the Epiconcept editor. Or I can open up each one and see the responses for all the variables. I can go back and edit the form via the pencil icon as well if needed. Since I have an internet connection, I can just tap on upload and the files will be sent to the server and will be available for my colleagues to use. Let me, however, shut off my Wi-Fi and 3G internet connection. When I come back to my data recap screen, notice two things. First, the cloud icon is crossed out because I don't have an internet connection, and secondly, the upload button is grayed out. If I have just the basic voice texting capabilities, I can still send the file via multiple text messages. Let's give it a try. It isn't instantaneous like when I have a Wi-Fi or 3G connection, but in areas with bad or no data coverage, such as in certain developing countries, this is extremely useful. Notice also that I received a confirmation text message letting me know that the data has been successfully saved in the database. I can also go back and look at the history of my send events to see that they were successfully received. You can see in my text history the data I sent, in encrypted form of course. To recap, what the mobile application does is to allow forms to be downloaded to the device where they can be filled in and saved offline, and then uploaded and sent back to the database when one has either a Wi-Fi or mobile data connection, or even if one has just a basic voice and text service. These forms can be used on a phone or a tablet, and the app can support multiple users and multiple projects. Our next upgrade to the Voozanoo app will be to make it available on the iPhone and also to treat more complex relational database forms.